Members, what's up? So I've decided to take my face out of the camera, and you know what, it's taking a lot of stress off me, so don't worry, it's not about you guys. I just don't want my face on camera right now. Okay, it's just really freaking bothering me. And yeah, it's just this feminine energy that's around me. It's just, I mean, I'll tell you guys because I don't want maybe the rest of the world to know, but like, there's this feminine energy that just won't leave me alone. And she wants to be everything that I am. And she copies everything that I do. It's been coming up in readings because it's not just happening to me. It's happening to like a lot of us. Right. And it's because the way it looks like I don't care about how I dress and how I look, but it actually is all done like strategically by the inner witch in me. I know what to wear and what to do on certain days. And this chick just like wants to copy everything. I've had to block her on numerous streams, and she still can get in through YouTube because YouTube's just an open vessel, right? So she's still getting at me through a different way. So I just want to cover my face. I don't know if I'm going to stay forever covered my face. I don't know. That's the thing is like, when you decide to do something, I'm doing it right now because I have to, right? If there was another alternative, I would have done that, right? But I don't know. I've been kind of feeling this wanting to cover my face thing now for a while. So I don't know. Maybe she's been at me for a while. Like from what I can see, it's only been a couple months, but it could have been a couple years. You know, bitches, they hide really well. I didn't put any of my bracelets on. Okay. Members, clearly somebody had to hear that. I don't know. Maybe you're getting stalked by some chick or something. Who knows? Not funny, you know what I mean? But okay, we got the 6th house. I was just listening to P.D. Pablo Raise Up, and I can still hear it in my head. Take your shirt off and spin it around your head like a helicopter. That's what I can hear right now. P.D. Pablo. Oh gosh, that's such an old song. You know, the crystal ball really wants to be part of this reading today. I haven't really used her the last little while because she's like a glass, you know, like you have to, she's a looking glass. You have to wait until proper images come through, right? Okay, we're going to have to polish her up a little bit. While we polish, common sense, communication, sense of learning with Libra in the 6th house. Okay. Routines and wellness. This is the house of health, okay? Ruled by Virgo. House. Routines, wellness. Okay, so you might be in this, you might be in an ongoing process of justice, okay? You might be kind of like almost maybe a little bit of a part of like what I do when I expose the pedophiles and the corrupt judges and stuff like that. You might be a part of that crew, okay? And if so, if you are a part of that crew, this is the message for you, okay? There's justice coming through here because of something that you've been doing relentlessly, like something that has been a routine. No matter what you do, you make sure, oh, a crow just swooped into my backyard. They've been eating this dead carcass back there. So this is an incoming message for sure. Like the way he swooped down, he could have went anywhere and I wouldn't have seen him because I've got this huge curtain right here, but he came in this little tiny spot of my window that I have right here. Okay, so that's a huge sign. There's an incoming message that like there is something you're doing relentlessly and it's part of your routine now to create this justice around you. Okay, to create this sense of, it's not like anarchy or anything, but it is a sense of kind of taking the law into your own hands and going, well, you know what? If nobody else is going to talk about this, then I'm going to talk about it. If nobody else is going to do something about this, then I'm going to do something about it. It has something to do with that, that I can see. Okay, so let's see what the crystal ball says. Okay, so I can see somebody's third eye right away. Their third eye, or your third eye, is lit up. Okay, so you're seeing something, and by the means of being able to see it, that's what's creating possibly this justice, because now I can see your other eyes. So I can see 3 eyes here and then a huge giant mouth, right? It's like somebody is speaking the truth, or they had to see something possibly with their third eye first. And then because they believed it, they believed their third eye, you believed your third eye, then you then saw it with your actual eyes. Okay. And maybe that's what this whole Mercury is about, process of learning. Maybe you're learning how to use your third eye, okay? And your third eye will be your first order of communication in your body. Like once you open up your third eye, your body will use it, okay? It will learn how to make your third eye a part of your common sense. Okay. Like, oh, well, that's just common sense. Oh, okay. I know about this. That's just common sense, right? It's like something has been helping somebody because of how much you've been doing it. It's like you've been practicing something, and that's what they say. You know, if you want to learn something, you practice. Practice makes perfect, right? Even if you're teaching yourself, practice makes perfect. The more you do it, the more you learn, right? And in the process of learning, okay, you get into a routine where, or justice is becoming a part of your routine, something like that. Like you're incorporating justice in your everyday routine. And like, that could be just being a spokesperson for justice, always doing the right thing. Okay. In a setting of a lot of people, you lead with the right foot. Okay. Let others guide behind you, or lead behind you, you know, walk behind you, like be the thing in the room that you would want to walk behind, sign up for, learn about, right? Be the higher energy. It's like, be the higher energy, because you're way past somebody else's inabilities. And now I can see a horseshoe. So horseshoe would be like good luck, right? A horseshoe, they're sending you this horseshoe. So then you're successful in what you do. They want you to be successful, because that's the thing, is like with the universe knows not a lot of people tell the truth. And not only do people not tell the truth, but they lead with lies. And when the truth comes out, they try to swallow those truths, and they try to bury them, right? By leading by lies, right? To scare people, to intimidate people. Okay. Now I'm seeing roots, right? This could be embedded in your root system, right? In where your foundation, right? It's in your veins. It's something that, like maybe you're exposing something, or maybe you're doing something now that, goes against something that you've always thought your whole life, right? Like something you always grew up, your values of some sort, right? You just never, like, these messages will resonate how you feel they are to resonate, right? I can just kind of only give you the tools. And now I just realized I can actually plug my phone in while doing this reading. I forgot I could do that. Here I am, like, losing battery power. Yeah, we're plugged in. Okay, that I think has to do something with the message. It's like, you know, maybe you're feeling like you don't want to do it anymore, or, you know, exposing the truth has just gotten you in too many bad situations or something, and you don't know what to do about it anymore. You don't know if it's worth it. And the universe is saying it's very much worth it, okay? Because now that you listen to your third eye, now that you're actually taking what your third eye is saying to you seriously, and you're using it as a form of communication, this is going to lead down other roads for you. So it's not just going to be bad jobs, you know, like hypothetically speaking, right? It will eventually turn into good jobs, right? But it's almost that saying, you kind of have to eat shit right in the beginning, right? It's like initiation. You have to do the shitty jobs first to learn the balance of the place, right? You get the shitty jobs over with first, then people know how you work, how well you work, right? How well you can take direction, right? How well you can work with people, because that's also a part of, you know, the justice system is working and getting along with people and basically all I can get is following the laws. I mean, following the laws in friendship, following the laws in 3D, following the spiritual laws, following the laws, right? You lead by example of, you have to follow the law. If you're not following the law, then that means you're against the law. And if you're against the law, then it's most likely going to be someone's going to try to manipulate or hurt you. Or why would they be doing it against the law? You know, like there is something that you're being praised for doing, and they really don't want you to give up. The way that I can see it is they really don't want you to give up. I'm getting this sign. Okay, there's a sign here for you. Literally a sign. There's like, I can see a sign, you know, like a actual pot shop sign, you know, like just a regular old sign, but that's a sign for you. Right? It's like there are signs within the signs. Okay. There are signs in signs. And now I'm getting a whole bunch of these like little twinkle lights. And that's magical. Okay. The signs that you see, because you're opening up your third eye so much, you have to pay attention to the signs, right? If you don't, it's like, why not? Why not just, if you say something and then you hear something in the background, why not take that as a sign? Why not use the natural hymn and sounds of the universe to give you signs? I mean, why not? Why else do we have sound if we're not using it, right? It doesn't always have to be so cut and dry as we think it is, right? Like, oh, that wasn't a big enough sign. Well, if you took it as a sign, then as small or as big as it is, it's still for you. Okay. Now I can see, is that the sun? Yeah. So I can see the sun pendant in the screen. Okay. Like I can see it. Where would I put it? Oh yeah. Okay. So I can see it right here. It's really hard to do that. Okay. I can see it in the camera right here. And I'm like, the sun will come out. Okay. Like they are giving me fair warning that the sun is going to come out. Okay. That whatever devil you're exposing, whatever, because now I can see the sign of Capricorn. So whatever this is that you're exposing, there's the universe wants to put energy and drive behind that. Right. And I just saw 222 on the screen. Like they want to put energy behind it for you. So then you can get there. And now I'm seeing the sign of Pisces. Water sign. Very emotional kind of experience with this. Because it's almost like I feel like when you do this job, okay, whatever this job is that you're exposing people, when you do this, I feel like it's another part of you that's doing it, right? Like during the live last night, I was talking about how there are two people inside of me, right? There's my soul, and then there's the person that came with the suit, you know, the computer person inside of me. I just saw 1313 on the clock. And how I have to remember that both of these people are there, and that I have to pay attention to the soul part of me, but I also have to pay attention to the body part of me, right? And I have to balance those two together with one another, knowing that there are two jobs, two me's, and two different schedules, and two feeding schedules, and two inspirational people, right? And I have to give my soul a lot of inspiration because my 3D body has to do a lot of work, right? And I have to balance those two people out. So I feel like maybe that's a part of this too, with this whole Pisces kind of sign of it. It's almost like, it's kind of like, you know, I am getting the whole Gemini prospect of it too, of like the double twin, you know, like there's you and then there's the other you, and then there's this one project and then there's another project, right? And that's a part, I believe, of this wellness, of this house of health, right? You have to take care of yourself. You have to know when to hide sometimes, right? So then you can recharge your batteries and keep your energy to yourself for a little bit and get away from the crowd and, you know, take a pause. People need to take pauses, right? With all of the jobs that you do have to take time just for you. Pause it out and regroup yourself and just be like, okay, we need to communicate with ourselves, and we have to find some good common ground within ourselves, and we have to allow this process of learning to sink in, right? Try not to learn too fast, because sometimes you learn too fast, you won't actually pick up, right, any the right type of information, right? And now that I did bring up Pisces, Pisces is the house of Neptune. And that is, gives us supernatural powers. Okay. And I believe that you are using your supernatural powers. I think that's what this whole thing is about. They could be elevated more when you're drunk or high. That's your third eye. Okay. Definitely get a hold of that, in a sense where try not to channel or open up any portals when you're drinking, okay, or when you're getting high and stuff like that, until you know how to properly take care of yourself and how to properly set boundaries. So then things can't come in and get you and harm you, right? Because your third eye is very much active right now. So whatever your third eye is saying to you, that's huge. Okay, that's a big deal. Like something is being illuminated for a reason, right? So yeah, that's about all the crystal ball wanted to say. That was a huge part of the reading. Empress with the 3 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, okay. Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Fool. Page of Swords, Chariot, and Limbo. The Chariot wanted to stay in Limbo. So what I'm getting with this message, okay, is what I'm getting with this message. Let's see here. Give me a second. Okay, so what I'm getting is, I feel like you're just about to sound the alarms. Okay, that's almost kind of what I'm getting. You're almost ready to put your words into motion. Okay, but something's blocking you. Okay, or you're allowing something to block you. And this Queen of Pentacles, okay, maybe something has a little bit to do with money, okay? Like maybe there's a part of this journey coming forward, okay, that involves money. And you might be worried about that because you've been in financial trouble maybe for quite some time while you've been trying to grow something that you truly love, okay? This is going to make you money, okay? But one thing that the universe wants you to get out of the way is this heartache, okay? Because you're ready to unleash something quite big. Like your spirit is telling you you are ready to do this, okay? But your heart is stopping you, okay? Your heart is stopping you. And that's where the universe is like, okay, we know what you want to say. We know what you want to do. We're watching you, okay? We know the process of which you're trying to get something off the ground, but we also see that you're blocking yourself because the truth that you really want to reveal involves a little bit more than what you're saying, okay, or what you want to say. And the universe is like, if you're going to do something like this, and if you're going to start something like this, then you really just have to go full throttle. Okay, they're kind of almost trusting you to say, like, just do it. You're ready. You've thought about this. You have what it takes. You've got the motivation to do it. Okay, so try not to let your heartstrings get in the way anymore, right? Because people deserve to have their ass handed to them if they're going to mess around with other people, right? And I know you're going to have feelings towards that, and the universe is fine with that. It's not about your feelings towards it. It's just sometimes we have to be biased when making really awful decisions. And I like that because, I mean, you could see this old lady and she could seem so nice and so innocent and so sweet. And, you know, she circumcised all of her sons at the age of 10 because she thought they were all evil. Right? Like, you don't know, just because somebody's old and fragile, it doesn't mean that they weren't evil as fuck back in the day. Right? So try not to let ageism be a factor, okay, in this, and look at really what you're doing, because they want you to go a little bit deeper. That's what I'm getting. They want you to go a little bit deeper. And it's going to hurt, but it's not going to hurt for long, and you will get through it. And it's the kind of pain where it's like, it is pain for justice. And sometimes we have to sacrifice our families and the ones around us to get the truth out and to expand what we're doing, because not everybody understands what we're doing and not everybody agrees with what we're doing. And we're not asking for people to agree with it. We're just asking for people to get the fuck out of the way so we can get it done. Right? And if we get people on board with us, so be it. If we don't, then at least we know, no matter what, we got the truth out there. We said what we needed to say. We did what we needed to do. We got through the process of learning, right? Because sometimes you have to do something just to learn the process of learning something else, right? For your next project, right? Try not to let money stop you, because your money is growing. And although there are financial hardships, I don't believe that the universe would take money from you. Okay, so whatever it is that you want to invest in, right? If you're investing in something and you're in a really shitty position right now and you're still trying to invest in something, then please keep doing it, because those are the type of investments that will pay off in the long run. Okay, these aren't things that are meant to pay off right away, because that's not reality. Things don't pay off right away, right? We all know we have to work, then make the money, right? You don't get the money first and then work. It's the opposite. And then you have to trust that that company is going to pay you properly, right? Like now I'm getting the old villain Cruella de Vil, right? She uses all of her money to kill animals, to skin them, right? Like, sure, she looks great and she looks awesome and she looks like she's got money and she can do this and she can do that, but she's also an evil fucking bitch. Okay, so remember that. Somebody really, like, Spirit really wants you to know that there is, like, somebody evil around you, okay? And by exposing them, you're doing everybody a favor, okay? Because even if nobody sees it online, even if nobody reads it, the universe got the message, okay? Everything in reverse. Like this, if you're exposing somebody that you had a contract with, if you possibly were married to or with for a while, some type of event happened with them, okay? This is the energy that I'm talking about. This is the energy that is making you feel like you can't say anything, okay? Because maybe this is an ex-husband, or maybe this is an ex-wife or an ex-lover or a family member or something, right? And you could get them in trouble, right? And that's what's stopping you, because it's like, well, it's, you know, Aunt Jackie or it's Uncle Tom. And you're like, well, you know, they definitely fucked with a seed of yours. Okay, they did something by trapping you. And that's why the universe is like, man, the universe knows more than what you know, okay? Because they've got the eyes and the ears everywhere on everything. So they know more about this than you do, okay? And they're telling you that this is okay to say, all right? That you do not have to be held up in your words anymore. Okay, we're getting the 8 of Pentacles, okay, with the 10 of Cups. Oh my God, look at that. 8 of Pentacles in reverse with the 10 of Cups. Like, with the 8 of Wands. Like, I feel like this relationship really took a toll on somebody's ability to want to work on things, right? Overworking. 888. Yeah, this is an infinite reading, okay? This is one of those readings that took a really long time to come out, right? This took a really long time to be able to expose. And that's why the 8 is there, because it's infinite. It was always infinitely inevitable to come out. Okay. Things that look picture perfect are often mirages. All right. And really, truly what's underneath is a fucking mess. Right? When people want to show off too much, right? I mean, when you see those people, like, why is it that when somebody gets a gift from a spouse, they have to put it up on the internet? Look what my husband got me. Look what my wife got me. Don't I have the best husband in the world? Don't I have the best girlfriend in the world? Don't I have the best, like, why? Like, everybody is so, they just want to show off. And if you don't show it off, then you don't love them. Right? Social media, what social media has done to people is like a kryptonite, right? Show everything, show everything. If you don't show everything, you don't love them. And it's awful. It's awful energy. It's really unhealthy, right? To constantly be putting up your gifts and your treasures. It's called showing off. You know what we used to call that back in the day? Showing off, right? You know, your friend will come to school with his brand new kicks on, fucking just parading them around like, you know, he just won $1 million prize because they're fucking Nike pumps, right? Do you remember that shit back in the day? And we used to make fun of people like that. Quit showing off, quit showing off. Yeah, we know what you're doing. And that showing off has gotten so over the edge, right? Like, holy shit, do these people got to make it seem like they've got everything, right? And it's ruining relationships. It's ruining the dynamic of relationships. It's ruining the treasure in relationships. It's ruining them, right? And then people dissect it. People want to rip you apart, right? Oh, you've got a nice boyfriend? Not for long. Here comes a spell, right? Oh, you've got a nice fucking wife? Not for long, right? They start messaging her, trying to bang her. Like, people want to mess up energy that's being thrown in their face because someone's being smug about something. Right. So always remember, like, now I'm getting that Ruby Frankie again, you know, like, she was so smug about how she treated her kids and what she did to her kids, that now her kids are putting up these videos of how happy they are that their mother's locked up. Right. And now who is she going to be smug to now? Right. Who's she going to gloat to now? Oh, that's right. Now her kids are gloating. Right. Now her kids have gotten that feeling of, well, now mom knows what it feels like. Right. She's been yelling at us and she's been abusing us and she's been hitting us. And now hopefully she's getting fucking ass raped in her cell. Hopefully she's getting beat up by these broads, right, that love their kids, that got ripped away from their kids because of abusive alcoholic fathers that they had to kill to get away from. Or, you know, like what women will do for their children as opposed to what ignorant fucking people will do just to get a couple likes on TikTok, right? It's so demonic. And that's why you really have to be careful what social media does to you and what it can do to you and your relationships. It can cause rifts and rafts in your relationship for no reason, because it just wants to, right? People just want to fuck with you. They want to start shit with you. And that's why the universe is like, honey, whatever it is that you think, whatever soul it is that you think you're saving by not saying anything, you're not doing anybody any favors except the culprit that you want to uncover, right? Really, all you're doing is saving them the trouble of being exposed. Right? Like, my landlord has been terrorizing my sister for the last 3 days because I didn't give him all of rent, because I've got rats in my apartment and roaches in my apartment. And I do everything and anything that I possibly can to seal this place up so then we don't have the problem. And I billed them all for it. $600 later. I've got squirrels above me running through the attic that wake me up at 6 a.m. every day. They don't allow me to sleep properly through the night. Like, my mental health is at a point where I don't know. I'm getting so stressed out that I don't know if I'm going to have a full-blown heart attack or not. Right? And this was so funny. My neighbor came over and he didn't pay my landlord rent either. And he told my sister that he's a registered pedophile. sex offender. And that's fucked. Like, honestly, people get what they deserve. And by me exposing him, I feel better about it, because he's been hiding behind the most vulnerable people, getting them to pay all of his bills and make sure his life is just stacked the way that he wants it. And we were actually told the other day that he was caught roofing a chick in his apartment last week. And he roofied a guy who lives in this complex too, his wife. And he rapes them. And this landlord is so awful. Honestly, I've been slowly trying to expose him for like 6 or 7 months. And then finally it all came in yesterday. Everything we needed to know about him came through my neighbor. He just started talking about him. We didn't try to get any information. He was just like, my landlord pissed him off. So he started going on a rampage about how he's known him for 20 years and that he knows that Gord's a registered sex offender and that he's a pedophile and that he's hurt women before and that he fucking did something to a woman the other day and all he ever does is fucking hire prostitutes with all my rent money and all this shit. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I'm aiding in him hurting women by giving him my rent. So I took $600 off of it and he's losing it. And I called him the other day. Literally, I called him last night. He's got my number blocked because that's how much of a pussy he is. I call him and I'm like, I know you're a registered fucking pedophile. I know who you are. And if you're going to sit there and fucking tell me that what I did to you is fraud and that I owe you all these receipts and blah, 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 I'm like, call the cops right now. I want to have the cops standing in front of me and I want them to know exactly who you are and what you put me through every single fucking day by living here. And I want that cop to tell me that I owe you rent. And he hasn't said a word since. These people they want to scare you, right? They want to make it feel like you cannot say anything. And if you do, they'll kill you. They'll come after you. No, they're not. They're not going to do anything to you because they know if they do something to you, you're going to get them in trouble. Like, honestly, at this point, I'm already thinking I'm actually going to write a note and leave it, with my things kind of tucked away that says if anything happens to me in this apartment, it was my landlord. Like I have, and I'm going to keep, I already have text messages saved and stuff of his threats and shit and what he says and what he does. And that's all you can do is keep all the evidence and expose them online. Do something that you need to, that you feel right about, that you've already been thinking about doing, and something that keeps you safe, like write a letter, write a couple letters, you weren't a really good hard copy of these things. Okay. And send, the hard copy to your mother or something and be like, if anything happens to me, this is why. This is what happened, right? Send something to somebody that cares about you. So then if you do get yourself in a position where you start exposing somebody and you really feel like it's going to come back on you and they're going to hurt you, then you've got all this evidence. So then if anybody does hurt you, they're not going to get away with it. Okay. And I can almost guarantee you, they're not going to hurt you. These are low time people that really just want to hurt children and they just don't want you saying anything about it, but they don't have the means, the confidence, or the contract to end you. And I just saw 333 on the time, right? They can't do any of that. They can't do anything to you. And that's why the biggest thing that they might do is threaten you. And if they do, you just keep all the threats recorded. If they say something, hit that recorder on your phone, record everything that they do, record everything that they say, take screenshots of messages that they send you. And if anybody is threatening you, you go straight to the cops and start an open case, right? Start giving all your evidence and know that hey, if something does happen to you, you started a file 6 months ago and now the cops know what to go off of, right? Just saying, don't be an Isaac Cappy, okay? He just started exposing everybody and then ran for his life. But he also did a kill switch video. And that's where when you die, right, you've got somebody release a video that says how you died, right? And honestly, I'm at that point where I might do that for my sister's ex-husband because of everything I've been exposing with him lately and just not giving a shit. I don't give a shit about his life. I don't care that he's got kids. I don't care about his little fucking wifey and his little fucking, like, he stole hundreds and thousands of dollars from my sister. Literally. Do you think I give a fuck about his family? But I also know that he does have money and that he's got the ability to erase my sister and I if he really wants to, right? But the thing is, I don't think he will because he's also a pussy, right? That's the difference. He won't get his hands dirty. And because of everything I've exposed and everything I've said to his parents and all these emails that I've sent over the years, I've also said that I've told his parents that Dana's tried to kill us before. Just so his parents know, if we ever end up dead, they might want to look at their son. Because to be honest, my sister's ex-husband, his parents don't really like him. Like, he's not a good person. Right now that he has kids, his parents are a little bit more around and, you know, suffering to his abuse, but only because of the grandkids. They don't actually like Dan at all. So honestly, whoever it is that you're trying to expose, their own fucking parents might not like them. Okay? You can send your kill switch video to fucking his parents or her parents and be like, I'm just going to let you know, like, if your son or daughter does anything because of what I'm saying, people, you are allowed to expose the truth. Fuck those people. If they did something and they are at fault for it and you know what they did, they cannot do anything to you. You are not lying. You're not spreading gossip. You're not spreading rumors. You're telling the truth. And the way that the universe sees that is congratulations. You broke the mold. You went against what normal people decide not to do because they don't want to be what they call a rat or a narc. When you don't give a shit about that, there is no such thing as a rat or a narc. There is such thing, however, as truth, and truth bombs, and truth that shall set you free. Okay? From this. Okay, somebody has got you feeling literally like this. And that is unacceptable. I'm calling unacceptable. And the universe is calling unacceptable because you don't deserve to feel like that. You didn't do what they did. You are just telling the truth. So members, thank you for this reading. It's liberating. I loved it. I woke up. I saw that I hadn't done a reading for you guys for a week and that I didn't even think about it, which means there was nothing to come through. So that's why I wanted to do. You guys got the first reading this morning. Thank you so much for all your love and dedication and support to this channel. I really hope it resonates. I love you. Mwah. Sayonara, my ladies.